Get them in French braids, put my little a wig cap on, and I got this bandana on. People think that it is a turban, but I guess it can be a turban, but it's really not. It's just a wrap and a freaking hat. But anyhow, um, I got on here because I felt like I needed to get on the live. I know that I didn't have the time or the energy to edit and do all that other crazy stuff. I know a lot of people do that, and that's cool. Looks really cute. It takes a lot of time. I appreciate the effort, but this is a channel that deals with hardcore truths. Okay, hardcore truths, hardcore truths. Um, and so I felt like I needed to record. I got on here and did just that. So today I was prepping my meals. I started noticing that I was still losing weight as I was prepping my meals. Even when I fell off and I got back on the horse, I started getting better. Okay. Um, yeah, I started getting better, and I liked it. You know, it wasn't the progress that I thought I was gonna get. Come on, you. Wasn't the progress that I thought I would get. Are you hot? Is she hot? Okay. Come on. Yeah, it wasn't the progress that I thought I was gonna get, but you know what? I might have to. Excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead, put her inside, and then I'm gonna go back out and I guess talk about why I say stay away. Um, I know she's moving fine. Come on, Lou. That's a whole pretend. Come on, let's go. I'm going this way. Come on. Okay. And so anywho, I'm thinking my dog is exhausted. She's just being very spoiled. She'll be very demanding. And when she want to go somewhere, she want to go somewhere, okay? So if y'all ever want to get a dog, be careful when you get in a Shih Tzu, okay? They are very stubborn. They are highly intelligent. They are very smart dogs. They do require a lot of attention, a lot of money, a lot of attention. But they are very much demanding. Sure, you can't have a mama demanding and a dog demanding. Come on. That ain't gonna work. So anywho, okay, so I saw the progress. Thank you guys for watching. I saw the progress of me sticking to the diet, okay? Now, I'm telling you this because I'm being truthful and honest, okay? I stopped going on a diet. What was that, last weekend? Because I had my niece and nephew over, and they came from another state. And they were, out. They wanted to go to a festival. We had a festival out here. So I spent a lot of money. I'm gonna say that. I spent more than I thought. I thought I was maybe just spend like maybe a couple of hundred, but I spent quite a bit of money. And I ate with that. We ate out a lot, so that cost a lot. So I was really off my diet. I ate some fried foods. I just ate a whole bunch of other stuff. And although it felt kind of rewarding, I felt kind of sad because I knew what I was going towards. And so I made a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm going to go back and get into my diet. Get back to that regimen because I know what my goals are. I know what I want to accomplish, and I don't want to steer away from that. I'm just starting to get clear about myself and about my goals and understanding that my goals are very important. For the most part, I've always been a very determined and strong-willed person. I want what I want, and I go directly for it. Lately I've just been having a lot of influences that have been just steering me other ways. When you want to get wisdom, and for me, I always want to learn wisdom. I want to know more. There are people that will help you, but there are also people who see that you have a gift and you're very determined and you're going to get to a place no matter what, and they want to distract you. Don't think that it's not people out here who are not going to try to distract you, because it is. It is so true. It is beyond true. Okay. And so I've had that lately, and I have to remember, like, what is my goal? At the end of the day, who's going to look in the mirror? Who is it? You know, are you going to be happy if you do something else that's pushing you away from your goal? You know, something might seem like it's fun. Going out to go eat with somebody, going out to a lunch dinner or a lunch date sounds very, very intriguing. But what's your ultimate goal? Are you going out just to be entertained? Is that little short, little 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours max, gonna help you somewhere in the long term? And for the most part, that's no, unless I'm going on a dinner date for some kind of business proposal. I'm trying to get some kind of contract. That's something different. And if that happens, you know, how do I go about that? So I started cutting things out. And when that happened, I started noticing a lot of people was like, like, you think that you're better than us, okay? And that's not the case at all. You just know what your goals are and what you want to do, and what you're understanding that cost. You know, God tells us in the Bible to count up the cost. You know, there was a man who, come on, there was two people in the Bible, and it was talking about how the one man was, come on, let's go. We're not going that way. Come on. It was talking about how, girl, get on my nerves. Come on. Come on. Oh my God. Now she want to act like she's helpless, y'all. She acts as if she's helpless. Then she gonna want to run in a minute. Ugh. You want to fight? Do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? But do you want to fight though? Okay, so anywho, her bad butt. So in the Bible, there was two people that was asked to go. I forget where it was at in the Bible, y'all, because I'm just thinking about it now. Okay, and it was talking about how the two individuals were asked to go a place, and there was one guy. He automatically just jumped up and said yes, he'll go. But after a while, after he saw what it was, he wanted to turn back. And there was another guy who was like, no. He literally was just like, no. And he had to analyze. He had to go over things. And after that, he prepared, and then he went. Okay? And what I will tell you this, because I have this kind of instinct that I will start something and either not finish or be slow to finish. I even though I have a finishing grace, even if I finish fast, there are some things that I do finish fast, but I will have to take a lot of breaks in between in order to finish really hard and really strong. Yeah. And so, like I said, not to say that it's bad for anyone who has those characteristics. They're a natural born starter. They can start things very easily. They're very fiery, because I'm one of those people. I'm like, a pioneer. Usually they're one of those people. Not all pioneers. A lot of pioneers are not the people who finish things, but they ignite things. And I know that's one of the giftings that I do have. But I also have a finishing grace, like I told y'all. So this is what I got from this. And it was just like counting up the cost. That person who said no because they didn't know what they were getting into. You have to know what you're getting into. Some people can roll with the punches and they figure out things, that way. But it might seem like it's taking longer, but it's gonna be so much worth it sometimes to pan out and to span out what it is that you want to do, and if you have what it takes to do that thing. And so with this, I know that I will be weak. I will be putting myself in an environment. I've noticed that I put myself in environments that are not promoting what I'm trying to get. If I'm trying to go and do weight loss, I'm not gonna go to I'm not going to go to one of the social meetings or our social local gatherings that's having wine and cheese and all these delectable treats that I know that I like, okay? Not to say that it's bad or anything like that, but I know what my goals are. I know what I want to do, I know where my goals are, okay? Also, I'm not going to, I don't want to put my eyes into that whole feeling guilty of not having it, you know, because your mind plays like little tricks on you when you don't. Come on, girly. Your mind plays little tricks on you when you don't. I gotta go and move around with her because if she don't, she'll be tripping. Come on, girly. Come on, girly. Come on, girly. Let's go. There you go, girly. There you go. Because if she don't, she will just keep messing with me, y'all. She'll stop walking. She'll just do the most. Usually she wants to walk a long time, even though she's a short little dog. She likes to walk very much. But it seems like every time I have a camera or something not dealing with her, she is not happy, okay? She's got to be the show. And so, yeah. So anywho, yeah, why would you put yourself in that situation? Come on, girlie. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't put yourself where you can be abused or talked out of what you want to do, you know? And so I went downstairs. I was like, I was going to do my homework because I wanted to get into a different atmosphere to do my homework. Even though I have, you know, a place designated for work, but it's not homework. And I don't think that my mind has grasped that concept, especially since I used to always do my homework outside. I would do my homework in a library because we got the state's largest library. I think we got the world's largest library, though, public library. Yeah, so I always try to, you know, move out that way. So I was gonna go downstairs, go into our little community, and when I say a community center, it's an elegant, a snippy pavilion. I'll say that. I won't even say elegant. It's very nice. It's a pavilion where you can, you know, have socials. If you want to play ping pong, if you wanted to have guests and you didn't have them in your home, in your house, you go down. They try to promote that you go downstairs, especially if it's 8 guests or more. We got regulations, okay? Steve. So, but who wants to have 8 people in their place? But anyhow, so I was going down there because, you know, I can, you know, get online. I can go, you know, I can just relax, and it's a different element than being inside indoors. And when I went down there, I saw a group of my neighbors, and you know, I talked to them, socialized with them, hang out with them. So it really didn't have too much of an issue with most of them, okay? I really didn't, you know, and even the ones that I slightly do, it's not that deep. It's still like, you know, still communicate, still talk, all of that good stuff. And what I got from that, they were like, you know, come on down, you know, we had just got finished. Come on, Lou. We had just got finished from an outing last weekend because they were with me during that time when I had my niece and nephew, and that week before I was with an outing with them, and we went to a couple of concerts and things like that. And even though I stayed on my diet, you know, I stayed under what I was supposed to eat. It was different shifts. I noticed that I broke down and, you know, drank a little wine, drank more wine, you know, even though it was under my caloric intake, that kind of thing. I ate some things that I normally don't eat, but I kept it within reason. And even though I kept it within reason, I still was like, okay, I know this time, you know, I don't want to keep that up. I don't have to. I need to get a little bit more on top of my things because I want to have more of my goals to be met. Meaning I want to lose more weight. In order to lose more weight, I need to stay strictly on that diet. I need to stay strictly on that regimen, right? So they were like, oh yeah, you know, they got this whole smorgasbord out. They got, you know, all delectable treats, all kind of stuff. And they're like, you know, the one person was like, oh, you know, come on in, we got this, we got that. And another individual was like, no, we have nothing. We don't have this. We have nothing. We don't have this. And I'm like, you know, me, I think of sarcasm as, you know, a sly way to be honest. People joke, you know, you don't really take, I mean, you can laugh at it, but understand most of that is true. And so another person was like, oh no, you know, we have nothing, we don't have anything, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. Okay. And I think that because when I first got there, let me tell y'all when I first got there, because I ain't have no food at all, but they was always eating. And I was like, okay, let me go around that if I need, you know, and just try to give off my services another way. So I did use it for what it was. So this time I was like, you know, I kept in mind, I was like, oh, they look so good, it's so delectable, but I know what I want. I want to lose this weight. I have a goal, and I'm not going to let anything or anyone stop me from achieving this goal. Okay? And so I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. But, you know, while that's very tempting, I'm going to have to pass, you know. And they're like, what? Everybody's like upset. They're like, no, but you love to eat. Like, I do, but, you know, I don't like to eat, for one, everybody's food. And two, you know, I was like, you know, I have a goal to meet, you know. And they're like, so we don't have goals? What do you mean? And they were really getting upset. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that. But I mean, I just have I got some deadlines. I came down here to, you know, try to do some homework, to finish some things. And I was like, and I came because I need an outlet, and I don't want to eat anything. You know, I have a regimen right now, even though I didn't have to go into explaining it. Two of those people who were there, I did want to explain to, because we have that communication. And I was like, you know, we had already talked about the weight loss that I had lost, because I had already lost 12 pounds. And I'm like, okay, I've already lost this weight. I'm losing some more weight, and I want to stay on schedule. And I don't want to not lose, you know, I don't want to get stuck and either gain or not lose weight. So I want to stay on my regimen. So, you know, although you gave me that offer, thank you so much, but I'm, you know, going to have to decline. And that was like, what? Now, usually half of those people, and I'm going to be honest, half of those people who were there, you know, even though they accept me, they know that I'm there, they have a hard time having me as a young person being there. Like, they say the craziest things about young people, and, you know, I guess it's almost like you can feel the tension in there about how people feel like I'm not supposed to be there. And so, okay. Good job, Luke. And so, for me, it used to hurt me, it used to offend me, but I learned, like, okay, stay away from those people. If they feel that kind of energy, you don't have to prove. I used to be like, well, I'll prove them and shut them up. No, you don't have to prove anything. When you get older and you start seeing that, you understand that everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to feel the same about you. People are not going to treat you fairly because they have their own prejudice and their prejudges and their own projection. They'll project on you, like, as to what they think that you are. How do they think you are? This is what people do, and we do it ourselves. I do that myself. We all do it, you know, to an extent. So, but it is not your job to prove to anyone or anything who you are and what you are and what you stand for. The right people will be for you. The right people will be for you, and they will understand. Now, in that situation, do I think all of those people are horrible people? No. Do I think I needed to stay away from them? Yes. And what I saw from that, you know, they really, shoot, it was only one person that didn't take offense. And the crazy part about it was it wasn't the person who was the most disciplined and knew about workouts and knew about, because it was one that, I mean, he stays on a regimen. It wasn't that person. It was the wife of that person that was calm about it. Okay? I don't know if that's because she had to deal with it before, dealing, you know, and understand the process of when somebody has a goal, you know, just to wait and be, you know, mindful and things like that. Maybe that was it. I don't know. But that was the only person that understood that whole tactic and was able to, well, I won't say understood, because I know they understood. They all understood it. But they was able to accept the answer that I gave for why I'm not coming down there, why I'm not being a part of that, you know. And so I say this to say, Sometimes your beliefs, okay? No, thank you. Sometimes your beliefs and your feelings and things like that. Come on, come on. Sometimes your feelings, your beliefs. Let's go. Um, and what you want to do is going to offend other people. It's not offending them because it's not the right thing to do, or it's not a positive thing to do. It offends them because they don't see you doing it, okay? Or they see you as one way. That's what they want to do. They see you as one way, okay? And you have to get it into your mind, get it into your soul, and get it into your spirit that it does not matter. It does not matter, okay? Because when people see that it matters, you know, they feel like they have something over you. They feel like they have something over you. And that's a horrible feeling, like when people do that, or people try to use things and have things over you. You can't operate out of that. You don't feel safe, you don't feel sane, sorry. You don't feel safe, you don't feel like you can perform at your best self when people do that. So let them have their judgments, let them have, you know, whatever. Some of them might come around, some of them might not. But who cares? You're going for what you want. You're going for what you want. Stay away from those people who are pushing you back from your dreams. You know, it doesn't matter if they're nice or mean or anything. If they're moving away from your dreams, they are currently an enemy. If they're moving you away from your dreams, they're currently an enemy. And that's how you gotta take things. Another thing that I noticed that during this process is that one of my neighbors was like, what I stated before when he said, okay, no, we don't have anything, like, what are this, you know, and he was very, like, kind of snippy. Even though it was sarcastically snippy, he was still snippy. And I was just, like, looking at it, and I thought about it, and I said, okay, Bill, you know, how did you feel when he said that? How did you, you know, was that a first time first offense that he said something that was, you know, triggering to you, that made you feel that way, that was condescending and make you feel that you, to give you that indication to make you feel as if you're less than, like, okay, well, we don't want you here, kind of vibe. And I would tell you, I know people will say, well, nobody can make you feel that way. Yes, they can. Yes, they can, okay? Because energy does not lie. You can feel that energy. Now, you can repel it because you don't have to take it in, but energy never lies. And so when that rejection came right back, you know, because you're like, I'm not accepting the crumbs that you think that I need, even though, and I will tell you this individual, I have been nice to this individual when we went out, even as far as, you know, dinner, things like that. I've always been nice. I'm a generous person, so I'm not going to talk about things like that because it's not about money, it's not about giving. But what I'm saying is, you can be generous, you can give the shirt off your back. Some people are still going to feel like you are not worthy, and they'll try to treat you that way subconsciously if you allow it. When they saw that I was not, you know, with it, I wasn't getting on with it, I wasn't accepting it, guess what? They had to take that energy back. They have to take that energy back for themselves. And you have to be able to stand up and say that. You have to be able to have the courage to do that. To step back and say, okay, all right, you know, this is not working. You're doing me this way. You're trying to push out this way, but I know what I want. And what I want is what I want. You know, what I want is what I want. And if you can't give it to me, that's cool. You know, all the extra sidings, that's showing me who you are. It's not going to be, it might not be acceptable to for me, but it's not always for me to respond verbally. But I can respond by disassociating myself with you, giving it some space, okay? Different results require different actions. Come on. Different results require different actions. So when you are when you are dealing with changing and growth and things like that, don't get nervous, and don't be afraid of that. You're going to have a lot of things that are going to look odd. It's going to look different. Even with my spiritual walk, I'm talking about what just happened, but it's in connection to my spiritual walk. Every day that I get closer to God, I understand that certain things are not for me. I understand how much it costs, meaning how much diligence it takes. You know, what you can do, what you can't do. You know, some things that were feasible and were relatable and that helped me so much before, that if I did it right now, it would cripple me. It will put me back in a state of mind that it's not going to be productive. You know, the Bible also talks about this. You know, when I was a child, I did childish things, but when I became a man, and when they say a man, it means an adult. You know, they're not talking about actual man, the male gender. When I became a man, I put away childish things. And that's the same way. Like, you have to understand, in order to get something that's worthwhile, in order to get something that is worth any kind of substance, any kind of power, you have to be ready to do what it takes. Yeah, you have to be ready to do what it takes. And it might take for you to separate for a little bit away from people. It might take you to separate a lot. Y'all see all these big gardens? They is not playing. These people gonna eat. And yeah, so it is going to take that. It is going to take that. Come on. It's going to take that. And you have to ask yourself, am I willing to let my goals, my spirit, my life force die in order to appease others? When I got to that point, it made hell of a lot of sense. It made so much sense. It made me snap out of the fallacy of this fake reality and get up close and personal with what I wanted to achieve, in life. Am I going to let my spirit die to appease man, to appease somebody else? And I let me tell you, I done tried to do that a lot, just to sometimes to fit in, and it's the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever, especially when you're dealing with somebody who is or people who fear you, because this is one of the main reasons why people do this. Where people, you know, for the most, if they people please, or if they don't follow up on their goals like that, they do that because they know they are very strong, and the people that are around them are not only weaker, but you done seen how they can lash out, how they can dominate, how they can take every single thing from you in the blink of an eye. Not because they don't have the capabilities to get where you're at, but they don't want to take that time. They don't know how hard it took for you to get up there. They just know that you're where they're not, and they wanted to bring you down to feel it's eating them up alive, because they're supposed to have been doing it, or they could have been doing it, you know. And so, yeah, stay away from them. Stay away from those people. And like I said, that was just what I just experienced today, was just an example. I know you guys have way more elaborate and brilliant examples of why you should stay away and things like that. But that was just my example. You know, when you're being formulated, when you're being brought out, when you are changing some habits and some things, you're going to have to be isolated. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to change. For me, it's from the inside out. So I think that's it. I'm going to get off of here because I don't want to stay long. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. Bye.